Hey guys, Trent from True North Auto here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the upper control arms on your 2010 Ford Ranger. Now this Ranger has the torsion bar set up. It's a 4x4 trim, so there are a few signs that you can look out for when you're going to know that your upper control arms need to be replaced. The first is just guessing off of your mileage. It's always good to check probably around every 20,000 miles just to ensure that the upper control arm bushings, these right here, aren't too worn. If they are worn, you might start noticing a little bit of a squeak, or in extreme conditions, you might notice a little bit of play in them, which obviously you don't want. But it's always good to just replace them. It's quick and easy to do on these Ford Rangers, and without further ado, let me show you how to do it. First step here is going to be getting weight off of this tire so you can get the tire off and gain access to the upper control arm itself. Next step is going to be removing 3 bolts. That's right, literally only 3 bolts. You got to take this bolt out right here that holds the knuckle to the upper control arm, and then your 2 upper control arm bolts here, you can see there. I've gone ahead and just supported it from underneath with the jack because it's going to make adjusting this easier in the future to line the new one up with this knuckle. Alright, so first we're going to remove the knuckle from the upper control arm. Just going to use a adjustable here to hold the head of the bolt and crack it loose. There we go. Next, we're going to remove the 2 bolts holding the upper control arm to the frame. Once you get the nut off, you're just going to want to tap this through with a hammer, or if you need to, you can just twist the head of the bolt and the threads will bring it out for you. When you're doing this, be careful not to hit any brake lines that are running along the frame. Now you're good. You're good. You may not have this piece. I have this piece. It is a camber adjustment plate, although it doesn't really work that well. I wouldn't recommend it. However, since we are pioneers, and for some reason nobody makes adjustable upper control arms or extended upper control arms for this truck and this trim, we're gonna make them using this as our test to get our measurements off and make sure everything lines up. And all we're gonna do is just extend this and make this adjustable so that way you can actually have a proper alignment for your torsion bar lifted 2010 Ford Ranger 4x4. You can never have too big of a pry bar. Little tip too, you can also align the pry bar to catch the head of the bolt and then hit the pry bar with the hammer to bring it out and loosen it up. Well, that worked for that. Get that loose. Oh, and look at how much easier that is now that we have this adjustment. All right, it's loose. I'm going to do the other side and let this one hold this in place. I think I am. Oh, well, that just came apart anyways. Didn't even have to cut the zip ties. This side is a little bit trickier because you have a hose running exactly where you need to move the wrench. So it just takes a little finesse. Don't rush it. Take your time. Make sure that the hose is not in the way. You don't want to damage it. I find it easiest to push the hose back away from you as opposed to pulling it towards you. Watch your fingers when hitting this through, holding the hose back too. Nice and easy. There you go. If they're really stuck, I feel sorry for you. This job does suck, um, but it is doable. All right, that's what your upper control arm bolt will look like. And the way that this is supposed to work is you have your flat side that goes into the flat, yeah, your flat hole there, and when you twist it, it pushes the upper control arm one way or another due to the placement of the hole, and that's how you adjust for more positive or negative camber. But it's not really good on this truck, to be honest. You don't get enough adjustment. So that's why we're going to try to build some extended ones, because for some reason, and I don't know why, nobody makes them. Or if somebody does, they're like $1,000, and that's just ridiculous. So we're going to do better. Get this other one out. Sweet. All right, now that all that's free, just bada bing, bada boom, done. But as you can see, give you a best view I can here. These bushings are bad. They're worn, bare metal here. Oh, sorry, bare metal here. So that's the squeaking noise that I was hearing. And they're just very worn, stretched, misshapen. Not good. But this one's nice and new and shiny. Even though it's not going to be for long, because up here everything sucks. But same process, putting it back in as taking it off. Um, Probably end up having to finagle getting this lined up with your knuckle here, just because, especially if your truck is lifted, it's going to be at a weird angle. Um, but we'll play around with it and we'll see what works. For wherever a bushing meets metal, you're just going to want to use some whatever grease. It's going to allow everything to slide on each other much easier and prevent rust as well, and the bushings from wearing out prematurely. And this is like literally $6.99 at your local hardware store, as opposed to a $40 upper control arm. So just load it up, be liberal with it. Don't be afraid to get nice and greasy. Two fingers for ease of application. Move up this ball joint as well, just in case. Throw something in the hole, whatever. You're gonna want to use a rubber mallet to bang it into place. Don't be gentle when you're working on rust buckets. They like the abuse. It's in. It's in.
It's in. Oh my god, it's in.
So once you get your upper control arm bolts in that go to the frame, just put a nut on them, but leave them loose, because you're going to want some adjustability when you're trying to line up the ball joint to the knuckle. This is where the jack comes in handy, and I'll show you why in a second. Oh, come on. Fucker. There we go. All right. So once you kind of get it aligned, hold it in place, just get it there. Then you can start to jack up this assembly. Um, Depending on the height and stuff, it's going to start lifting the truck just because of how much weight is on it. A little tip though is you can loosen up the torsion bar bolt so that way it softens ish. I say in quotations, softens up the suspension, and it's easier to suck it in because it puts or transfers less weight up to the vehicle, causing it to tilt. Just like that. There you go. Just like that. Good to go. All right, so once everything's in place, just torque these upper control arm bolts to tight. There's not really a torque spec for them. Just use a 1/2 inch um, ratchet and get it as tight as you can. You don't want to go too tight because then it's going to pinch on the bushings too much and it's not going to allow them to rotate when the suspension goes up and down. But again, tight enough that they're not going to come undone, not too tight that it's going to put excessive pressure on those bushings and cause them to prematurely wear. Same thing here with this bolt. Tight. You don't want to over torque this one. Hand tight with a 1/2 inch, or not 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch socket is going to be perfectly fine. And put your tire back on, drop it on the ground, go to the other side, and you're good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button if you want to see our future content. Stay true north. Thanks for watching, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It's free for you to do, but it will help us make much better videos in the future. Thanks for watching.